Johnson, and this is Focus on Liberia. Hit it! From Cape Mount to Cape Palmas, Mount Nimba to Atlantic Ocean, Obomi Hills to Pokonjre, to educate, elevate, and promote. Yeah, focus on Liberia. For Liberia, Liberia. For Liberia, yeah, 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 yeah. From Monday to Sunday. From Monday to Sunday. It's focus on Liberia. Talk about home affairs. Hey. In diaspora. Current affairs. Hey. Reliable information. History. Ooh. Talking about culture. Yeah. Politics. Education. Entertainment. Yeah. Business. Sports. Advertisement. Articulation. Focus on Liberia. Focus on Liberia. Focus on Liberia. From Monday to Sunday.
I always say, forget about the past. Don't cause the darkness, turn the light on. We hear a lot of criticism from people, but don't mind them. They don't live here. We live here. We know what we want for our people. When you are walking a long distance and you have a lot of dogs barking at you, if you stop to throw a rock at each dog, you will not reach. Just move on, move on. Our job is to move on to build our country, make it better for our people, give them good drinking water, good roads, electricity, quality education for their children, good environment. That's the purpose. That's what they stood up to elected for. And this is what we are committed to do.
Hello, ladies and
I always say, forget about the past. Don't cause the darkness, turn the light on. We hear a lot of criticism from people, but don't mind them. They don't live here. We live here. We know what we want for our people. When you are walking a long distance and you have a lot of dogs barking at you, if you stop to throw a rock at each dog, you will not reach. Just move on, move on. Our job is to move on to build our country, make it better for our people, give them good drinking water, good roads, electricity, quality education for their children, good environment. That's the purpose. That's what they stood up to elected for. And this is what we are committed to do.
hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this edition of On Point. If you are not on point, this is not your home. If you are a barking dog, you do not live in Liberia. In fact, Liberian dogs don't bark. The president, his job is to give you quality education. So we will address whether Joseph Walker has given us quality education midway into his term. He said it is to give us good roads, Has Joseph Walker given us good roads? He talked about health care. Do we have good health care? Or you are just a barking dog? Not only a dog, but he said those dogs don't live in the country. They don't live here. Let me work on Dr. Booty, Dr. Fidel CT Booty. Your crew people, your long name. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you very much. That's why I shortened it to CT because I spelled the whole thing there.
So
Really easy.
the CT, the Castro.
No, Castro ain't part of it, but if people want call it Castro, I accept. I do accept Castro as well.
How you doing, gentlemen?
Hello, Mr. Tao.
Yeah, Chiefs. The man, the Jeruna Red Chief, you wearing the chief clothes. I gotta get me some of that.
Man, you gotta be a chief to wear this. Otherwise, you're just a barking dog.
No, I just saw old car parking in the garage.
Yes, Dr. Booty, you were in flight. Go ahead.
No, yeah. I was just thought you were saying in my group. No, but honestly, yeah. No, great to be here as always, and looking forward to another good show.
Thank you very much. Let me welcome Honorable Joseph Tao from Sunshine Beach, Grand Bassa County, behind him.
I'm telling you, since I came to Grand Bassa on the beach, I don't want to leave.
I see you stuck.
But look, gentlemen, I was following some stuff. I know it was mentioned here by you, Jerome, and a couple of people, like about maybe 2-3 weeks ago. I don't know, and this is my problem that I constantly have with a group from the US or from the diaspora. We pick up only the things that are corrupt and worse out of these countries. We don't pick up the good ones to bring home, because the good ones require ability, it requires commitment, it requires work, and they require technicality and techniques. Most of us lack it to bring stuff like trying to charge a barber shop and stuff, that some kind of tourist, the kind of stuff. My man, you are in Florida. Florida is known for toll roads. But the toll roads are like additional road to the existing road already, because people have to be able to, they have to be able to transit, right? Then the toll road is an option for if you don't want for you to deal with maybe the long road or the traffic. But in Liberia, they say they broke ground in a bombing to St. Paul Bridge. How you gonna put toll road on that road and there is no other option? And you say you want to do farm to market road. So goods are going to move and you're going to put 3 toll booths and people will have to pay. So you deny them the right for them to transport themselves and to transit the country. If you want to put toll road, leave that road that is already there, build another road. That maybe it's a shortcut, it's something, and then you can give people the option. They want that route I'm hearing that they want to put toll booth. Why? So other person, there is no, I'm here in Houston. They have a lot of toll roads, but they have other existing roads. So if I don't want to deal with traffic, I go through the toll road. That's an option. This is the way it's everywhere where they have toll road. It's only in Liberia they will take the existing road that is the only road that go in and out of that place. They want to put toll booth. So you take away option for people to choose if they want to use that road or not.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, do us a favor, share the show. We have a packed house. Our menu is packed. We're going to discuss as usual. So do us a favor, share the show. Let us know where you are tuning in from. We are all Liberians. You are part of the Barking Dog Association. If you want my page, you saw me wearing my shirt. I am an official member of the Barking Dog Association. So the membership is growing. We are what? Almost 1 million barking dogs outside of the republic. It's called a diaspora. We're over 1 million in the diaspora. That's a lot of dogs. Damn it, you don't even have rock to chunk. But yeah, guys, this is where we are. First, let me send a couple of shout out.
But we live already?
Yes.
Oh, wait! Thank God you didn't you didn't
No,
come
I was
gossip me
waiting
or
for
something.
him to say something. I was waiting for him to say something controversial.
I'm glad you didn't.
Everything I say is controversial.
There was a hot mic. I was looking for his hot mic moment.
I'm glad you didn't come here with something like G's. But I want to send a shout out to all of the fans, all of our fans in the Philadelphia area who are fans of the Philadelphia 76ers. Great basketball team. Came back from being
I don't know
down
if they can see me.
0.
They can see me?
What I mean, I come back in the darkness.
Every time.
Yeah,
This
that's
man
all.
here.
Wonderful.
You see what
The man in Liberia using Boaca electricity.
Jeez.
Don't mind they got it. They go.
It's black. Mute yourself while you're doing that.
He's talking to somebody. He's telling the girl to leave.
That's my daughter. That's my daughter, man.
Your wife coming.
What you saying? You're telling the girl. He didn't accuse you.
Your wife coming, so you telling her to jump through the window, jump through the window.
Okay, now he's accusing you. Okay.
You remember that song? Is it Joseph Bogat? You want Jay, you want Josh, you want Peter Pepper. Anyhow, ladies and gentlemen, if you are in the Philadelphia area and you are a fan of the Philadelphia 76ers, we have to give it out to you for coming back and beating one of the most powerful teams in the nation, the Boston Celtics. Wow. In Game 7, you went to Boston and demolished the Boston Celtics. We also want to send a shout out to all of our fans in Minnesota. The Minnesota Timberwolves defeated the Denver Nuggets with one of the biggest players of all time, the Joker. And you know, our fan base is heavy in Philadelphia and Minnesota, especially Minnesota. So for them to do what they did with all these young folks, we took out our hat and we salute you. Guys from Minnesota Timberwolves and the Philadelphia 76ers. Now let's go across the pond to our friend Fidel. Fidel, give us an update on the Premier League. You are muted.
It's not. Okay, now it's happening. I was trying to unmute myself. I was like, I didn't realize that we started a sports show that we're now running down. But I'm glad to say that my Arsenal is top of the league.
Good.
We're 6 points clear of Manchester City, and we put in a very good performance yesterday. But our North London rivals that we are hoping get relegated are apparently winning or have won their game today, so I'm not happy about that. But yeah, the Premier League looks good.
Who are the rivals? Tell us who the rivals are.
Oh, Tottenham Hotspurs. So they're from North London as well. They're like the smallest club in North London. And yeah, we really want them to go down this year, but unfortunately, they might stay around. You know, they are the noisy neighbors, right? But yeah, you know, the league is good. There were some good games today. I watched the Man United Liverpool game, which was a really good spectacle for English football. And yeah, watched the Arsenal game last night. Very, very exciting. And yes, I walked away feeling good. I know Chelsea's playing tomorrow. We have a bank holiday here. Well, we have a holiday tomorrow, so I'll be at home watching you. Your Chelsea, Mr. Gayman, hoping they lose as well. So
yeah,
if you hear your phone ringing and you see my name tomorrow, then you know exactly why. That means Chelsea is lost.
We are not doing well, but we have decided to support Arsenal. We don't want to see City anymore. I don't want to see Liverpool anymore. It's time that somebody else did something. And I think this is Arsenal year. Anybody who wants to undermine them, they will go down in flame. I think it is They have done very well from the beginning to where they are. I think it is the year. I think I support Arsenal. The Gunners will be champion this year, no matter what you say.
I hope so.
Let me, yes.
What's happening with Aliyu?
Aliyu, the LEC in Liberia is really, really terrible. So Aliyu is having time. Mr. Tower, your Houston Rockets, what happened? The old man, the old man, LeBron James, a 41-year-old man.
Wait a minute. Y'all can see me?
No, your camera is not on. That is what we told you, but you
guys.
You said LEC, they say that what you told me?
Yeah, that's what we said. We
you
can
said
see
God. Your camera
what's
is
your
not on.
generator? Can you see?
I'm working on it.
Can you see us?
I know that's the work administration.
Yeah, I can see all of you.
I know.
But we can't see you. You are a ghost. Okay. So go out and come back in.
That the UPB government we're working on it. Ain't you heard that phrase? We're working on it.
Yeah. LeBron James is 41 years, so going to be 42. The entire starting five of the Houston Rockets, they are 21, 21, 22, 22, 23, 22. You let a guy who started playing, he been playing for 21, he's 41, he been playing for 23 years. He was playing before all of those guys were born.
Yeah.
And the old man be there. What happened over there, Mr. Joseph Tower?
Okay, I really don't know. I don't follow the Houston Rockets like that. I follow football a little bit, yeah. So I read up on it on how LeBron, actually I think he was a high scorer and something like that, 28 points and so rebounds and stuff. I read up on it. But I really don't know. I didn't even know that the Rockets were strong enough to even make the playoff.
Oh yeah, they were number one in your area there.
Okay, in the conference. Okay.
Yeah, they've been playing very well, but like the old folks say, the young people can run, but they can't hide.
They got experience.
They were winning all the games. They went to the top of the chart, but then when got to the playoffs, where you had to win 4 out of 7 to beat somebody 4 times. Required a lot experience,
and experience also. A lot of experience tools matter. So
a lot of experience. So, gentlemen, let me play this clip one more time, and then we will begin our show.
I always say, forget about the past. Don't cause the darkness. Turn the light on. We hear a lot of criticism from people, but don't mind them. They don't live here. We live here. We know what we want for our people. When you are walking a long distance and you have a lot of dogs barking at you, if you stop to throw a rock at each dog, you will not reach. Just move on. Our job is to move on to build our country, make it better for our people, give them good drinking water, good roads, electricity, quality education for their children, good environment. That's the purpose. That's what it is stood up to elected for. And this is what we are committed to do.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you are walking on a dust track going to Foya, and you see all these dogs on the road, don't even pay them any mind. They don't even live in Foya. No dog may be Madingo dog. No, they can't be Madingo dog because the Guinean dog came and they actually took the place. They're still there. So each on one rock and then yet. So that one we're going to leave it alone. But yes, the president says, if you are traveling, and you see a lot of barking dogs, you don't take a rock to chunk it at each of them because you will never reach your destination. Some folks are saying this is a parable, metaphor. So the educated class now using the word metaphor. Our people from the villages are saying parable has meanings, and we know what it means. So you can go to Oxford, you can go to Harvard, you can go wherever you are and bring your metaphor. I am from Bukonjide. I don't know what metaphor is, but I know what a parable is. So let's dive a little deeper. The former President Ellen Johnson said he calls out the president. The present government for the city being dirty and the expulsion of Yeke Kolba. It's hot today. Let me welcome Honorable Jimmy. Dive a little deeper. Oh.
Hey.
Why do you old folks always doing something wrong? Joseph Waka came over here, he played it. Then Joseph Waka defender king, or you king, he king upside down and dark. And now Jimmy coming in. God bless him.
You don't compare me with that man. We invented this thing here, man. Huh? I used to take the thing apart and put it back together, but this time we Okuba for it now.
Welcome to the show, Jimmy.
Yes, it's good to be here, gentlemen. How are you all doing?
Doing good.
I've had some people calling me, telling me, see how the country moving ahead? I said, well, thank God. Everybody wants to see the country moving ahead, you know? But if we're not, just like Mr. Tahoe can say, if we're not putting the fundamental things down, if we're not making a complete reassessment of what we do instead of just copying it from other people, it will not last. It will not be. We have to tailor make our system to fit us.
But
right?
Jimmy, you didn't ask them going ahead in which area, because all the area the president enumerated, right? Healthcare, education, roads, safe drinking water, sanitation. Have we made any significant improvement? In fact, it was yesterday when the LEC director, the CEO was jammed 2 days ago about the electricity. What did he say? We did not promise you stable electricity. Was not one of our deliverables. Can you imagine the LEC boss? Basically, same thing, the equivalence of what Joseph Walker said. You don't live here, you are a complainer, you are just a barking dog. We won't pay you any money. Can you imagine someone that is being paid handsomely to resolve the issue of electricity in the country say, you can talk all you want, it was not one of our deliverables. We didn't promise you constant electricity. That should be your ground for dismissal in my book. But yeah, guys, welcome to the show. Let's get started. I play the clip from Honorable Joseph Yuma Waikai. The last time we played a clip constantly for Joseph Waikai was when beginning of his term, he was in Lofa, in Foya in particular, and he told the folks, I don't want you stealing, but if you're going to steal, bring the money home and let the people benefit. That's why most people said the president had opened the floodgate. If you're going to steal, bring it home, let it benefit the people. Today, the president is saying that people are bargaining. And if you are traveling and you see a bunch of wild dogs and bargaining, you don't chum rack at them. So the first thing on our list is, how are Liberians responding to some of these controversies? Let me start with first in.
Ellen?
So
you're asking about the Ellen Johnson statement.
Yes, sir. Ellen Johnson Sirleaf is now going off, said this government, Joseph Walker's government, basically a failure, cannot maintain the city. The city is filthy. And on top of that, instead of dealing with those issues, they are spending their time trying to expel Yeka Koluba from the legislature. She thinks it is the country is headed the wrong way. And then Jimmy said somebody told you the country is headed the wrong way. Your take, let me go first in, first out. Dr. Fidel Castro Booty.
Right. Well, I do not, and this is an individual position, pay much attention to Ellen Johnson Sirleaf because in her 12 years as president of Liberia, she helped create the situation that we're living in right now. It was under her leadership that the salaries of legislators were set so high that they take more out of our country's purse than I think education and health and things like that. And even if they don't, what they take. So she set these things in motion, right? Two, this old race car or whomever the president refers to himself as now, she created it. This is her monster, right? It was her that gave him the platform to be vice president for 12 years, that gave him the audacity to think that he can run the Republic of Liberia. And now he's doing that. So she has more to do. Because again, let's go back to 2017 briefly, when President Boakai was then vice president and was planning on running or was running to be president. She did not support his candidacy. She instead supported George Weah and was very public about it, taking him to groundbreaking ceremonies and stuff like that. And for disclaimer, I did support Joseph Boakai in 2017 because at the time I felt he was better as an option than George Weah. And if you take me back, I'd probably still do the same. Now in 2023, I didn't think he should have been running. I thought there were better candidates than him, and he's proving that. So I don't really give much credence to what she says, but whatever she has said, if you tune into the show last week, you heard Mr. Tao say the same thing. If you tune into the show last week, you heard Mr. Patno say the same thing. If you tune into the show last week, Mr. Eastman said the same thing. That look, this whole Yeke Koluba thing and the week before is a distraction from the real issues that we're having in the country, right? There are much better things to be dealing with, right? And not only that, but some of us, I think, took the time out to go and read the Constitution and see in there that I can't really find anything in here that says that he can't run for the office again. So one, you're going to expel this guy. Two, he's allowed to run for the office that you expelled him from. Three, he could win. So what would you do? Expel him again and then waste all that money? So again, what she's saying is not new, is the point I'm trying to make. I don't listen to her, but she's not saying anything new. All of us have been saying it. We've been barking it for the past 2 or 3 weeks, right? So it's not a new thing that she's coming out to say that. So the woman need to relax. She's not in a place now where she should be bothering herself with Liberia's problem. I think just enjoying the rest of her time around is what I would suggest she do. And leave this Liberian politics. I know she wants to be relevant still. She will always be relevant to us as Liberians. She was our first female president, democratically elected president. We will always appreciate that. And even though I disagree with her on a lot of things, I still appreciate her achievement because it's a massive achievement. But yeah, she's not saying nothing new. And yeah, it's not even newsworthy, in my opinion.
Excellent. First in, first out, Mr. Tao, your former president of the Republic, does she have any point? Or because she's former president, so if the city is dirty, she can say anything?
Okay. So thank you, Mr. Gibman. Hi to our viewers, and welcome, Mr. Leo. This is what I would say though. In a country where the people are really aware and the people are politically inclined, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, any kind of utterance would be automatically dismissed. And she would be dismissed and told to go sit down on her farm or come back here to the US to go into a nursing home or something like that. This is why everything that is happening, this lady set the entire foundation. Where were we when she did the illegal removal of snow? She was the one that started that stuff. Everything that you saw happen under Weir and under this current president, she set the stage. This lady didn't accomplish anything. She spent almost 50 years or more trying to overthrow every government she could, from Tubman to Tauber to Doe to Taylor. And when she finally got there, she had no real sense of direction. All of the funding that came in, because according to themselves in the international group, over what, $5-6 billion or so, $7 billion, whatever it was that they brought in. Where was the sanitation areas and infrastructure that she built? This lady spent $1 billion criminally with her World Bank buddies, looting from Liberia to so-called rehabilitate the hydro, even though it had already been known that Taylor Major placed that hydro in the wrong place, because the place that St. Paul supposed to generate the actual power is the upper part of that river. But when Taylor Major went there, because this is how the Congo people set it up that time. Nothing was for the country. Everything that was supposed to be for the country, they wanted it to be leased to them.
And the Congo people say the two-party government. Everybody didn't contribute to that thing, my man.
No. The Congo administration set that stage. We saw it from every government.
The two-party government.
Look at what happened here.
Okay, you are attacking other people. Mr.
Yeah, the True We Party. Let me correct you.
Now you're doing something.
Okay, the two government. If that will clarify it.
Or you can say the Congo dominated two-way party government.
You want to split the baby in two, right?
Yeah. Okay, look, we don't want to ruffle those fellas. Let's look at it. But he went there trying, because Ellie's closest friend, his family, they're from up there, and I'm very close to that family. And when he went up there to go buy the land from the people, because he wanted to buy it and then lease it to Liberia, so that, because he was the first Liberia electrical engineer, so he was in charge of organizing the stuff. When he got there to buy that place, the people said no. So he came all the way down to that area where the water have no current. He bought that place, and he forced that place there, and the government were paying him rent, because then it was established on his land. So all these things destroyed Liberia, and Ellen knew that. But instead of them placing that them, leave that one to go somewhere, because we are talking about her accusing the Bwaka government now, because when you're talking about sanitation, electricity, and all this stuff, and water, everything is involved. They went over there, they committed another crook. You think $1 billion could have built a better hydro at the right location. Today the country is in darkness. All the money she got, where is when they read the bill lengthy, they put it in the middle of the people in that so clean area that making everybody sick. So she should keep quiet and leave the Bwaka administration alone. She caused us enough harm and trouble. We are the Liberian people, we are speaking about it, both home and abroad. She is part of the corruption and stuff. She entrenched it. She was only able to put together 10 new ships and all the so-called auditing agencies, and she wanted to now enforce them when she was leaving. But when she was there, she didn't put those stuff in place. Where were you guys when GSC on a Mulba? What did she do? When the corruption was right there at her doorstep and her children, she forced him out. Even her own EU friends tried to refuse for him to continue. She forced him out. So let the old lady go and sit down. In a country where their so-called rule of law as we say it here, which I use that part loosely, she will actually be questioned and she will be arrested to see where she brought the Liberian money. The same question that Prince Johnson was asking, though, she will be asked that question in court. So I don't give Ellen word any credence. No Liberian should listen to her. She should go and sit down.
Excellent, excellent. Let me go. She should go and sit down somewhere. Ellen. Let me bring in Jimmy Eastman. Jimmy Eastman, the former president, is talking about the filth, the sanitation of the city. Instead, she thinks expelling Yeka Koluba is the wrong thing to do.
Okay. Before I get into that, I just wanted us to establish some. We who get on these shows, we who the so-called intellectuals, we have to bring our countrymen to a level that they know not to attack one another. If we don't do it, then who would do it? Yes, people are human and they will make blunders again and again and again. But how do we rise above? And the first way we rise above is we recognize, our failures and address each other with the due respect that will promote ourselves instead of cause ourselves to go down the road fighting each other. It's very important that we do that. But anyway, yeah, I think I agree 100% with Mr. and Dr. Buru, because
Why nigga?
Woody, what you say?
Woody.
Ali, you stop disturbing here, please.
Why he like to do it? Like,
Exactly.
okay, Dr. Booty. And he mentioned something vital. Salaries during the days, Mr. Tao, back in the days, a representative was making about $300 to $400 or $500. That was it.
Yep.
That was it. They weren't getting to. They went all the way up to $15,000 a month. How could Ellen allow that sort of thing happen? And the reason why it happened, because she was paying her lieutenants or the ministers and whatnot at a level, and she wanted things to go through. She sat back and allowed them to do that, and that what got the country in where we're going now. And I think Dr. Booty hit it on the nail. She has this whole thing the way it is, okay? Because she could have corrected it, And so now when you see people not performing as well as they should, then you want to condemn and criticize? You should have set the standards. That's what you do. You set the standards. Make sure you build the institutions that will outlast individuals. You make corruption harder, not just illegal, but make it harder, okay? You try to get some economic independence from politics, because everything now is tied to politics. Young people want to go and become politicians because they figure there will be economic gain. That is not what politics is supposed to be used for. It's supposed to be promoting nationhood, promoting our citizenry. And here we are looking at it as a way to get rich quick, So I totally agree with Dr. Boudier. She did not set the pace. And that is why we have this thing going on now. Now you want to come back after you haven't laid the foundation for 12 years. You haven't laid, we have signed all kinds of deals, all kinds of concessions. And there's no transparency. Everything should be clear in the open, but we have these backdoor deals going on, and next thing we know, they're taking our gold and diamond by night. They don't even weigh it. I heard it all talking about B Mountain. They don't even weigh it. They just take it. So when you start criticizing, Joe and Mr. Tao said, man, fancy somewhere, man. You could have set this country on the right path, and you didn't. So I don't think she has an inner voice in this matter.
If we were the jury out here so far, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf is It is something we call a slam dunk. Let me welcome Aliu Kamara. Aliu Kamara, welcome to the show.
Yeah, Mr. Given, thank you for having me, and hi to all of y'all. I hope you're having a great time. I hope your last week was great. I think we're just being unfair to Madame Salif. This cry that Madame Salif did all of the worst things in the world and not take into consideration what she met, which was zero, and she was charged with the responsibility to make something out of nothing, which she did, and she did her utmost best. Yeah, there were some pitfalls here and there. But when the time comes for us to analyze Madame Salif, I'll be glad to go into that. But what I would tell you is her statement is factual. The city is filthy. Whether Madame Salif stole $50 billion, it doesn't matter. The city is filthy, is it not? We have had a city mayor for over 2 years who has failed. I mean, I'm talking about the rudiments. He has no clue. And I've said this to some unity party style, that some people has to be booted out, and the city mayor is one of those people. He is not functioning at all. So when the woman comes out and say, "Oh, the city is dirty," let's just say take one guy from Monrovia Central Prison who is a murderer who was in jail, bring him out, and when he comes out and say the city is dirty, and you see the city dirty, you say no, it's not true because he's a murderer. The city is dirty, and something must be done about it. And Madame Salih is correct.
Mr. Gamer, can I have 10 seconds, please? Just 10 seconds, because Mr. Ali Kamara is just starting and he's already misrepresenting what we said. None of us said that she's not correct. We're saying that she's not the person that should be saying it. That's all we said, right? We said it. You said it. All of us said these things over the last 2 weeks. We didn't say that she's not correct. She's not the voice that we want to hear. Thank you, Mr. Gamer.
But why did he interrupt? He's saying exactly what I said.
Yeah, let me work.
Let me work. 10 seconds. Sorry.
Let me welcome Elvis Morris. Elvis Morris, if you were in the Minnesota area, I saluted Minnesota Timberwolves. They did an excellent job against the Denver Nuggets. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, Mr. Gamer, and good afternoon to you, fellows.
Well, you are
Can you hear me?
Price is Right. We are on.
Yeah, we hear you.
Subject number one.
All right.
The former president says the city is filthy and using the expulsion of Yeka Culver as a distraction. Some folks are saying we should deny her First Amendment right. She had no right to speak. She should sit down. And Aliu, for the first time, I think he's beyond his logic. He is saying, despite whether you like her or not, she has the right to say it because it is factual. Your take?
Yeah, I have to agree with the former president. Like Mr. Kamara said, it's a factual statement, right? Don't hate the messenger, hate the fact. In this case, the city is filthy, and partially, and probably the majority is that Liberian people tend to be a filthy group of people who don't. No, hold on, let me say it. We have to say it. No decent group of people will live in filth and be comfortable with it. Will be selling food right next to a filthy place and be comfortable with it. In America here, one of the things that people talk about is India, right? For example, India is a great country, a lot of smart people, but they always make fun of their hygiene, the way their street foods are just dirty. People put their hands in a very Kool-Aid or the very soup they come to give you. So it's a dirty thing. So the Liberian people, the thing you're supposed to advocate to your government for is clean environment. That's what people should be protesting on the street for, because smart people understand that dirtiness brings sickness. It affects your health. So if you're living and cooking and eating in an environment that's dirty, you know that it's going to affect your health. You're going to have diseases. You're going to have outbreaks. You go to your government and tell them, I don't care everything you're doing. You're stealing money, but you must clean up the city. We need that for our own self, our own health safety. So if people just sit there and say, it is what it is, they break dead air, I'll just continue to keep piling debt on it and walking around it. Maybe I put my hand to my nose and I pass by this dirty stink place where people water running down the street. Who lives like that? Who lives like that? You as a father, if you go in your child's room, your child room is dirty. What's the first thing you say? Well, they married, that room be dirty. No, you say clean your room. Clean your room. So if the people are comfortable living in a filthy environment and they're not, going to the government to clean up that place, whose fault is it? Partially the government fault, but partially the people who living in it. And intelligent people who knows that health, is wealth, and if you don't have good health, you don't really have a good life. You're living in filth, and you think that the government is going to come in and force you to clean up after yourself. You must clean. In America, no policeman will come and tell you don't throw trash in the street, but you like the fact that you can walk down the street, it's clean, the air is nice. You like that fact, so you make sure you don't put trash in the street.
They will fine you if you try.
Yeah. So the point here is health and cleanliness starts with the individual. If you're a dirty person, your car is going to be dirty, your house is going to be dirty, your yard is going to be dirty. And it's just symbolic of how the Liberian people are living their lives in Liberia. The environment is dirty. The white man from, I think, Belgium or the Netherlands came and said it's the most dirtiest capital city he's ever seen. The guy came in there, initially he was doing well, he started doing street cleanup. Maybe the budget is not enough. But these guys don't come up and speak about it. Look, we're not getting enough money for the budget so we can have people clean up the street. My budget was so and so now it's been have enough people to pay to clean up. But I think it takes all of us. It takes the entire city, people who are living in that city, to make a point like Mirror used to do, I think every Saturday or so. You gotta clean up your city, man, Mr. Gamer. Let's not be too political here. The reality is the city is filthy, and it's mostly due to those people who are making the city filthy. It's the citizens who live in the city. You know, White Guy House. I'm sure you have the clean environment. Ellie has the clean environment. The individuals who selling on the street, Waterside boys and girls, they need to clean up after themselves. And maybe the government can take some actions to make it a crime to pollute and the city or to loiter and throw things on the ground. But outside of that, it starts with the individual. So I have no issue with that. And lastly, with the yellow color, it is a bit of a distraction because again, we've said it. It didn't rise to, in my opinion, to the level of expulsion. It should have maybe been some fine or censure, but not expulsion. So I think the president is right on that. Former president is right on that point. But again, you can criticize the government for passing a mistake and wrongdoings, but this current administration, especially when it comes to the city, is not doing a great job. And the president really doesn't seem to care because again, he doesn't live in Monrovia, he lives in Painesville. And even my little self, when I was living in Congo Town, we live in a reasonably clean area. That's why some people don't even like going to Monrovia because it's the capital city, but it's filthy, it's nasty, especially when it rains. Anywhere you walk in, you might be stepping in poo water. So it's like, the place is dirty.
Oh, man, you're killing us here, man.
I mean, it's a fact.
Let me take 10 seconds.
No, 1 minute. Taiwo, you got 10 seconds. I go to Ali, then we'll move
Look
on.
at what happened here. I want to apologize to the Liberian people on behalf of this young man because it seemed like he misconstrued the entire thing. You keep referencing America. Why is it that in America certain areas are clean and much more organized than certain areas? You think the other people just there? I've lived in both so-called upscale white neighborhood and in an inner city of black neighborhood. Why is it that the black neighborhoods are usually run down? Lack of services. They barely pick up trash. They barely repair the road. The black people don't go in and dig up the concrete. They don't repair the road. When street light is broken, they don't come and get it. When people set trash out. So you accuse them. You say that the people, they're not clean. What are they really supposed to do with the trash? Where do they have to carry it? You go to Monrovia. Where are the trash bins in the collection areas where people are supposed to put trash? And what the frequency of picking up this trash? I have aunts and stuff that sell a red light. The Monrovia City Corporation, the market with me, so they come around, they collect money from them every day for that. And because they have trucks in front of him loaded, the trash will pile up, sometimes for 2 to 3 months. You think that people want to be there? So come on now, don't be that insensitive and treat them that way. They don't want to do that. If the government provide the infrastructure and then set up the services, it will work. Instead of people that have the trash is on the street, what should they do? Go and grab it with their hand. And when they grab it, where are they carrying it? Where? They have nowhere to put it. And that is why I said Ellen was there for 12 years. That was a problem. There were money in. Go and look at their budget and money that were put in for sanitation, water, and all of this stuff. Billions of dollars. What did they do with it? Where were the infrastructure that were built to handle these problems? It was never done. They looted it.
Excellent.
I want to
So
try.
give me 10 seconds, please. 10 seconds.
Listen, guys.
Let me just make the point. I have family members in Liberia right now, right? Mr. Gabriel, you gotta give me 10 seconds. Now, the booty asked me 10 seconds. Don't interrupt me, please. Let me give my 10 seconds.
Morris,
Listen.
But listen, guys. Morris, they hired 10 seconds because they call him indirectly. Then I will go to Ali Hapoe, and then we'll go to Jimmy. Okay, go ahead, Morris.
Yeah, I have family members in Liberia right now who pays $20 US a month for trash services. So it's there. You that live in America, government can't take your trash from your house for free. You either pay somebody $30 a month to come and take it away for you. Liberian people don't want to pay that money. They'll tell you it's too expensive. You look at people how they live. They take trash from their hand and drop it on the street. They come and take the dirty bucket and what's it outside. You know that. So blame the people. Nobody can have the sugar or anything here. We're taking up the kid glove. Liberian people, the way they live, the way they're living their life is filthy. It's proper. It's filthy, and that's on them. That's my point. I stand by it. Thank you, Mr. Gilman.
Aliu.
Yeah, I almost tried to wait my 10 minutes because of the way Tao were pounding my picking. But he came back and he tried to reinforce the same thing. He's totally missing the point. Completely missing the point. I left my house in North Carolina. I went to Liberia for 2 months, never cut grass. All the mail that come in the mailbox, I was not there to read it. But one of the mail that came in the mailbox caught my attention when I came back. It was a $200 fine for not cutting my grass. You have to take that to consideration. Tao brought something here to your attention. You tell somebody, okay, I paid $20, the person carry the day. They go take the day, they go and put it down in the middle of the street. They only take it from your house, but they still dead in the street because there's no way for the Zogo themselves to carry the dirt. Where the government is failing, and Tao did touch on that, is you can't tell me don't poo-poo here, but you can't show me where to poo-poo. Can I poo-poo myself? You know what I'm saying? I can't put myself with Allah. I'll put in the front bush. So that's what's going on. Yeah. I made it as simplistic as possible. If they don't have a place to put it, they just take it from one spot and get it to another spot. It's still in the same city. That's all going on, Mr. Morris.
Let me just add quickly. I wouldn't be very long.
Go ahead.
I wouldn't be very long. I remember when Ellen them left office and Jefferson Koji then took over the city hall. And when this same cleanliness came up about how the city was dirty, Jefferson said the America ain't getting money, and they stopped giving them money to clean the city. This is the crux of the problem. We expect our problems to be solved by somebody else. We have to solve our own problems, and there are there's enough people in Monrovia that we can solve this problem. Okay, we will have to charge for it, but the government can't be the main perpetrator of dirt in the city. If you go to Center Street, I mean, you've been to Center Street the other day, right, and Jerome? You can't pass Center Street.
They close it now.
They pile the dirt right there. What? I mean, how is the city going to be clean when you got a big dump pile in the middle of Center Street? They get on street named Center. That'll show you where it is. And we have to implement a system. Yes, we'll have to tax people. The city hall has leverage. They will have to have sanitation fee. You can have a street vendor fees. You can have parking. Oh, I see parking and whatnot going on there. You can have property-based sanitation levy. You can have private partnerships. We have to generate enough money to clean our city, and it has to be systematic and done on a regular basis. It's not rocket science, but nobody's doing it. And you get it. you know what? If I were the city mayor, I actually he's a quite a boy, man. Ali Asari, you don't know, he's a cool guy.
Okay.
I've been knowing that guy for long, and I would go ahead and say, look, I need to clean the city. I want to do this, tax this, or levy taxes here, and I clean the city. And when they tell me no now, I say, but then where you think I getting the money to clean the city? You see? That's what needs to be done. We need to do it systematically. And until we start putting systems and institutions in place and stop depending on individuals.
Yeah, Jimmy, can I ask you a quick question? I hear you keep saying charge and charge and charge and charge. The very people that really have nothing. Sanitation is sanitation. These are services that are provided by the state. We're not talking about from the people's house, but those stuff that you see is actually right there in the city. Okay. The problem here is not even what they charge. Even if they charge all this fee, where are the infrastructure that will handle this trash? They have nowhere.
This is what I'm talking about.
They said
in Liberia.
What money are they looking for? Is it the front hand loader that will come and clear the area, or is it the same workers at City Hall that they already on government payroll? Because you keep putting this stuff so much of money, it is not really money. The problem here is that the government are not working. They don't hold anybody responsible. Nobody have benchmark on what they're accomplishing so that they can base it on that. Then they keep them or remove them. So if I'm the city mayor, I have no pressure on me. Why am I? So the city, they have a lot of people that they hire in the government payroll. So what extra money are they actually trying to charge? I'm not saying that people should not pay for trash, because I'm saying the stuff is not money. It is the infrastructure in the organization to actually have a whole system plan on how to do this stuff. They have not put in place, and if it's in place, nobody want to follow it. Okay, they collect all the trash from Monrovia. Jimmy, where are they taking it?
But there's a way to deal with trash.
Where are they taking it? Where the
landfills in Liberia.
Which landfill?
We have landfills.
Listen, Power.
The woman that roasting because I want to see my color there get the landfill. I should reach there.
Tower.
Yes.
The reason I have put my hand up and I say I give up on the country, two successive administrations contacted me. The early time, I took people from Waste Pro, the largest waste management in the world. We went to Liberia. The topic of that particular event was "Let's Talk Trash." That was the title, nomenclature. And the presentation was, you need to build the infrastructure. They care how the waste system is built, how if it's built the right way, you can actually use the trash to extract gases that can be sold. They were talking about the trash separation, how it creates jobs, all of these things. And I think it was somebody from the administration said they have a budget of $300,000. And the gentleman said the schematics, the actual drawing of a waste site would be over $1 million. So that you're 300,000. We're talking about just when you go to the different county, you see the huge dump site. Underneath it is like a mat, different kinds of engineering that goes on there before they start putting the dirt.
So that don't leak into the groundwater.
That's correct. And then they lay out the gas capturing system and all of that stuff. Look, the folks said it would. The Liberia would be into 4 grades. All the folks from the southeast are going to be going to this area. Everybody from the northeast will be going to Bomi. Those from central will be going to Bassa. And it's going to create such a massive collection and create more jobs, but it requires money. But when the money comes from the funders, it disappears in Monrovia. So they buy these few trucks, they got people sweeping the street, and that's not what the folks were talking about. No. The folks say all the trash from Cape Mount, from Bapolu, from Lofa, from Bumi will be brought to Bumi where it will be processed. All the one from Sino, Riverside, all of that go to Sino right there. You come from Mangibi, Bassa, you go Nima, you go to Grand Bassa. That's how it was supposed to be done. Instead, they are doing the thing the old-fashioned way. They take dirt from somewhere and bury it. Where in the world, in the modern world, people
then they put fire there when you smell it.
Yeah, they bury it, then they turn around and then burn it. Where in the world do you see that? So that's why when I go, look, we were in the car. 2010, I think it was Gurley Street and Benson Street. That place, the sewage pipe has broken where the feces are in the street since 2007. I was there in January. The same place, the purple water is still running. Go to anybody there. Benson Street and Gurley, go right there. 20 years.
Yep. And you think the people are responsible, the citizens?
The people are not protesting for it, Mr. Tower. They're not going. This is the problem. Fix it.
You are missing the point. The point here is the structure. Jimmy said we are not building the institutions. I mean the structure.
And I said that.
The water and sewer people, the more alleys of the world, all that money they're talking about. You want to tell me for almost 20 years they can't stop that pipe.
But Jerome, I agree with that. I said the government is responsible, not the citizens. That is what I'm saying.
Let's listen. I don't care. I think Mr. Ali Kamar is right. This is a young man that came in. We said Jefferson Koji didn't do anything that he didn't have the know-how. He was a young man. They just gave him the job. So now that you are the knowledgeable person, you are there. And the city is even worse. Jimmy were taking me home to the embassy, and we were going. And when you look at the street, Central Street, it's closed because of the dirt. The dirt in the middle of the street. Tons and tons and tons of stuff. So
common sense, Mr. Gibbon, after the hot spot. So you can't control it, clearly there, put gigantic dumpster right there. As soon as they can't follow it, you can't take it from there. You could you have certain police deployed there, guiding them. You think that common sense is they say shall not get too master, it got nothing to do with it.
And the other thing you have to do is build public toilets all around. Why we don't? If you go to let's say a place like Ghana, you can go to government. Everybody you pay you 25 CD or 100 CD. You go and you go.
The pay aspect is the important thing because they collect revenue, right?
Yes.
Pay to use, you collect revenue. Like and I can't believe I've agreed with Ali Kamara twice now. Like he said, common sense. It's a common sense thing.
This problem we should be able to solve it.
We've been talking the same thing when I took my first delegation to Liberia. We were on our way to Buchanan, and the white people said, "But why all these men standing on the side of the road?" And we say they are releasing themselves. So I went and I spoke to the people, the Bassa Legislative Caucus. You guys should be the first to build a rest area from Bassa, from the airport to Bassa.
I don't buy not serious.
I said, listen, the government build it and lease it out to folks, and they make money for. Just imagine the amount of folks that go from the airport to Bassa every day. They got nowhere. If you are in a jam, forget if it's raining. Don't you think it would be good that you build a rest stop area here, a small place, a restaurant, gas station, bathrooms, somewhere for folks to ease themselves while they're here, they're spending some money. How long would it take? These people went to school to live here. These suggestions were made in 2007. This is 2026, almost 20 years later. You carry visitors with you to Liberia. So you leave, people are standing on the street pacing. The woman said, "Oh, the men just whip it up." That's what she said. They just whip it up. So we are just a butt of joke. It's all about Aliu Kamara got 5 master's degree.
Yeah.
Jerome got 4 AA. This man got 10 degrees. It's all on the wall. Only on the wall.
Yeah, it had no use.
No, you.
Like
Because
people only care about toilet in household. They don't care public toilet. That we're selfish people.
but
You go outside in the store, you don't even want to use the store bathroom. People rather people want to go inside a public latrine because it's filthy. You might get an infection. You might get some
No,
disease
but
coming in.
no, you see, Mr. Morris.
uh,
If
Mr.
you put
Morris,
like Mr. Gates, Mr. Eastman suggested, if you put something that you're collecting money from, then clearly you're paying people to clean it. We live in the modern world, right? Where you go to a mall or you go to a rest stop, the toilets are clean. How do you think they're clean? You think the people who use it don't piss all on the side, or they don't leave tissues in the thing and don't flush it? They do, but somebody goes in and clean it because they're paying that person.
Yeah.
Who,
We
and
do it.
who's paying that person to pay that person?
But this is
but
what
No, but like
users.
Mr. Eastman said, you're paying. Now, when you go use the
he's,
public toilet, you pay for the service. That money will be used to pay someone to clean it for you.
Yeah.
Morris, that's what
That's the point I'm making. Like people don't like to pay taxes. They'll always. But even said that people are already poor. We expect them to pay more.
No, we pay. Our people don't use it for the purpose intended. Okay, when you go to the airport here, you use the bathroom free of charge. Nobody charges you because it's in your ticket. The ticket you
Yes.
pay.
Yes.
Everything is
Exactly.
there. But guys, let's go to number 2 on here.
Let's go to
Because,
number 2. Yeah. We're
we
on 5
spent-
o'clock
we-
already.
Yeah, we spent a lot. There was a great one. We may not be able to go exhaust our agenda, but let's go to number 2. When we come together, we say things and we do things we do. Okay. Joseph Boakai, we have talked this thing, we have beat this thing to death, but for some reason, it's like one of those things that no matter how you kill it, it just bounces up. It keeps coming back up. So here we are. We're talking about the president's door thing. As elders in our communities, there was something, I think one of my public policy class, Dr. Dukakis said, the reason that he doesn't advise on doing political speech is to use parables and jokes is because some jokes are not transferable. And he gave us an example of the former president, Richard Nixon, going to South America. And upon the climax of his trip, he got to the airport and did like this. He got on the plane, before he got on the plane, turned around and did like this. And in that culture, that is synonymous to shove it in your rear end. So the folks said, the president said we should shove it in our rear end twice. In America, when you do like that, I mean, everything is good. The trip was good. I had a great time. Thank you very much. And the people said the next day we heard that the White House got a complaint because he was not educated as to the culture, the people, and those things. So what happened? What we do in America does not transfer everywhere. Mm-hmm. This is why this brings me to the Joseph Boakai thing. These parables and idioms and stuff, sometimes at some level, this is not a village. Now you are on the international scene. You can't say some of these things because you don't know what it means to other folks. Let me start with Jimmy Eastman.
Yeah.
We're talking about diplomacy here. This one cut across. And for some reason, we discuss it ad nauseum, but it's not going away. It just keep coming back everywhere.
There's a good reason why. There's a good reason why. Referring to citizens as barking dogs is very unlikely to be heard as neutral. You see, even if unintended and it was just used as some idiom, right? It carries a demeaning tone in most places. Anytime you use an animal metaphor for people, you're going to get this kind of feedback. It's always, there other things he could have said. He could have said critics always talk. You could have said ignore distractions, but no. Citizens are complaining. I really don't know what prompted this statement. I wish I knew, but obviously somebody is complaining, and you refer to them as dogs.
Okay, Jimmy, hold it right there. Put it right there. Let all listen to it.
I always say, forget about the past. Don't cause the darkness. Turn the light on. We hear a lot of criticism from people, but don't mind them. They don't live here. We live here. We know what we want for our people. When you are walking a long distance and you have a lot of dogs barking at you, if you stop to throw a rock at each dog, you will not reach. Just move on, move on. Our job is to move on to build our country, make it better for our people, give them good drinking water, good roads, electricity, quality education for their children, good environment. That's the purpose. That's what they stood up to elected for. And this is what we are committed to do.
Yeah.
Well, you heard it from the horse's mouth. His
Right.
job is to give you good electricity, good water, good health, good this, good that, and the rest you guys don't live here. Y'all take.
Exactly. This kind of phrase doesn't build unity. It doesn't build unity. Whether meant as an idiom, it could easily be misinterpreted as disrespectful. You're disrespecting people. Why? When you want to use the people, according to the diaspora conference we went to last year, they want to incorporate Liberian expertise. You know, we have a lot of Liberians are enterprising here. And there are a lot of things they could do. And you say you want to bring them back home, but somebody is complaining, obviously. Somebody is criticizing, obviously. And your way of dealing with that is they are not us. They are someone else. Divisiveness. Now, I think that was one of the major faux pas. I think the best thing for him to do is come back and apologize, and let's move on.
Excellent, excellent. Let me go to Dr. Booty. Is this just an idiom? Was this one of those misspeaks?
Well, I was hoping that Aliyu Kamara went before, so I could clip whatever he said.
No, I won't.
Let me go, man. You won't go.
No.
No,
But obviously you're blacked out. I don't know. I can't see you at all. I don't. Oh yeah. Okay. Now you're there. Thank you. No. First of all, again, I go back to something Mr. Kamara said a few weeks ago. We don't care. That's the mantra of the Unity Party government, right? We don't care, right? We will go and spend millions and millions of dollars of Liberian people money to put some class of a diaspora conference together, claiming that we want to tap into the expertise of the Liberians in the diaspora. But then they're not supposed to criticize us, by the way, right? So, Jimmy Eastman should work hard, set up a business, make money, go to Liberia, invest that money. People are corrupt. They're stealing from him. They're making it difficult for him to function as a business. They're making it difficult for him to expand. They're making it difficult for him to hire more employees. But you can't complain. Just suck it up. The fact that something that is supposed to cost him $2 is costing him $50. Oh no, he shouldn't complain. Whether he worked hard for them, just shut up and do what you need to do. That's basically what the president is saying. You can't criticize a system that is not right? A system that is making it difficult for us to invest in Liberia. A system that is making it difficult for us to create jobs and opportunities for ordinary Liberians and young people in particular. A system that is enriching a few individuals who don't have any right to be enriched on the back of hardworking Liberians, right? No, you can't complain about that, right? Because at the end of the day, if you do that, then you're a barking dog. We don't care about what you're saying. Look, this president is not saying something. It's not a mistake. He knew exactly what he was saying. This president is emboldened, right? As we've been saying on this show since I joined in 2024, every time that he erodes the authority of the Supreme Court, every time that he gets the puppets in the legislature to do his dance or dances, every time that he does something that is illegal and violates the Constitution and laws of Liberia and get away with it, he becomes more emboldened. Right? That's why he's doing the things that he's doing, right? Because he believes, I got those tenure positions suspended under some farce of a bogus corruption investigation, and they're still sitting there, and I'm paying some guys $3,500 a month for their generators at their homes, and Liberian people are not saying anything about it. Oh, okay, that's good. And I tried to undermine the speaker who was elected legitimately, and I did it illegally, even though the Supreme Court said it was wrong, and I got away with it. Oh, okay, let me go and try. It's almost like every time he does something and succeeds, let me try something else and try something else and try something else. So this is not surprising. But for me, I like backing. The problem with some we will let backing business, so we'll keep backing. So one thing I know, I ain't going low country to go do backing there because I know dogs don't really last very long in low country. So we'll stay on the sun and do backing.
Oh my God, please leave the Kizzy boy alone. That's the wrong way, not true.
Oh no, my man, don't do that.
You
Damn,
know,
let's not
I
degenerate.
Listen,
Let's
Elvis,
not degenerate.
Elvis is just an idiom. It's just a parable. It don't mean
exactly.
Okay, let me go next. I have a lot to say.
Elvis, go ahead.
Look, I agree with the president, surprisingly, right? And let me tell you why I agree with it. I'm going to use his own language, and nobody should be offended by it. Those same barking dogs who are not serving in his government, somebody were even crying, the crying dogs on Spoon and all the network were crying, barking the loudest. The likes of Fatima, who's serving in the government, are crying on all the different platforms, barking the loudest. Josh Lobo, who was saying all kinds of things, frothing at the mouth, for this president. They were barking the loudest. But you know what happened? He's giving those dogs the little bones to chew on. Now they quiet like a child house riot, as the Congo people would say. The people that used to be on our platforms barking every show, never miss a show. Where are they? They quiet. So all the barking dogs, once they get power, they become quiet. Like George Bush, he's a relatively smart man, but Idiot made him look stupid, right? He said, "Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me can't get fooled again." Of course, that's not how the idiom goes, right? Now the left hand knows what the right hand is doing. It's easy to see a tide turn. All the idioms, you got it wrong. He missed the whole spirit of the idioms that he was trying to say. Sometimes when you say things out of context and you don't really know what the deeper meaning is, you sound stupid. The president is telling you here that, if you're going on a long journey, I guess let's get to the crux of his statement. You can't be distracted because every time you pay attention to a distraction, it's taking time away from focusing on your main task. Yeah, you can say that in an eloquent way. The president of a country. But if people start calling people dogs and making that idiom and just how they did in Rwanda, they started calling their critics and opposition people cockroaches. Liking them to an animal, you take away humanity, and as such, they become, irrelevant in conversation. So for me, I just want to tell the president, the dogs that was barking yesterday are the dogs who are serving him today. He's throwing to those dogs, they're eating it, and now their mouth are full, and they're content and they're quiet. So any critic, now you have some of the dogs who are barking, against him, serving him at his table. You don't hear those dogs barking anymore. So for me, the president is right. Next president that coming into power, anytime that the Unity Party dogs at the bark, don't pay attention to them. They can your kids here, they're whimpering, they hurt, they're crying for help. Barking the loudest, don't pay attention to him because the last president said we don't pay attention to barking dogs. So anybody criticize the next government when this president leaves, whether it's Cummings, whether it's we or whoever else, don't pay attention to Unity Party barking dogs because they're not to pay attention to. They should be ignored or serve your 6 or your 12-year term. That's my point. I'll leave it.
Good. Adio.
Yes, sir.
I didn't say laughing dog. I said barking dog.
I love my Pape, GMB. Pape, I've never seen a man so calm under stressful situations. Like he's the one always trying to counsel the young guys when they seem to be very tense and what was said on Spoon and blah blah. He'll calm them down with his parables. You just hear once or twice. You hear these parables, but these parables are different kinds of parables in the different direct and personal meetings. That's what keep these guys going, because some of these guys are working so hard. Some of them, Not many. Some of these guys are working so hard, but yet they just this wild blanket. You know, people just attacking them, accuse them of things that they haven't done, no facts, no nothing. But let's get back to the dog thing. I think most of you who want to hang on this dog thing, with the exception of Jimmy Eastman, who is being sucked in, he's an innocent in this matter. He's being sucked in by guys like Gaiman or maybe the other man, Nangwe, because they have a political agenda. And there's nothing you can do if you're in a CMC that makes Musa Bello president. It doesn't matter on how long you hang on this dog thing. If you watch the video you just showed, people were over there clapping and cheering for him. Who were those people? They were Liberians. So when you just get up and say,
those were the dogs that Elvis were talking about, the one that are quiet now.
Yeah, you see that's the problem, and then that's how you get those names, because you gotta wait for your time. So JMB, when you get up and say, "Oh, Liberian," JMB called Liberian people dog, you don't get anywhere with that, because JMB has the vast majority of the Liberian people as we speak. Even in the diaspora, JMB has more Liberians now in the diaspora than most other political parties. The only person can close is George Weah, as we currently speak. So we know who the dogs were. The dogs know who they were. And they were on a particular platform, big platform, trying to make big deal out of it because they knew that they were the ones that were being referred to. You people are just taking it and putting it on your head, and it's none of your business. So if you have a platform that has 60, 70, 80,000 people watching you, and you just on Gaiman every day for 2 years, Gaiman first 6 months in government, you got on him. You started demeaning him. You're insulting him. You're calling him names. For 2 years, Gaiman will come out one day with one sentence that will throw you off. And that's what happened. The president did not speak to Liberians. We try to generalize it like that. Those who you refer to, I can guarantee you, Mr. Gaiman, you're not part of that group, and that group know themselves. I promise you that.
Can before Mr. Tao comes, can I just ask a quick question? Wouldn't it have been easier, Mr. Kamara, for him to just call the person out or the group of people, then save all of us? Because I think he's talking to me. Because when he said people, because my mouth can be on him sometimes too. So then I think, oh, maybe that means he calling back in dog. So if he's talking to Tao, let him say, oh, Tao always talking that the backing dog there. They ain't stop.
And this is your confusion. You think people must talk like you. People must think like you. It don't work that way.
Mr. Tao, here we are. The president say they don't live here. We live here. We know what our people want. We are giving them clean water. We're giving them electricity. Other than that, now we know you are just talking about there's no water to drink. There's no electricity. He said we're giving them health care. We know that's
what I said.
So not only the parable wrong, but his explanation to the parable is Ellen says
you see, you twisted it now.
L-I-E, lie. Go ahead.
So look at what happened here. I will look at this stuff in 3 different segments. And I will tell you the areas where I agree with the president, and I will tell you the areas where I don't agree with the president or what he is projecting might not be quite. I listened to the speech. He did not say that he provided those things. He said that these are the things that we should focus on to provide to our people. Look, we are from Africa. Our people have a lot of wisdom. So because of that, we speak in parable. Something that happened in Russia or China on how they talk and how they interpret stuff. The president did not call anybody dog. He made an analogy. This is how we speak in Africa. And this applies even in our personal lives. If you it's not whether the criticism is wrong or right or just, but is that if you listen to all of them, you get distracted. Just like Mr. Morris said here. Then you are distracted from what you're no, listen, Mr. Gaiman.
So why he didn't just say don't
Mr. Gaiman.
That's not how you wanted to say it.
Speaking in that parable, and we all understand it's very clear. He said, if you are going on a journey and you are walking a long road, and if you have dogs barking, it does not mean anyone is a dog. He did not equate anybody to a dog.
Yeah, but he said they don't live here. So when he said they don't live here, who you think he's talking
but
about?
listen, he did not equate anybody. But Jerome,
he's talking about
he said they don't live here.
Jerome, give me a chance. Let me talk.
You know the door where you're going, but when you come like you call it, you carry the others.
He said they don't live here.
Yeah, but give me a chance.
Go ahead.
He did not call anybody dog, whether they live in America or they live in Liberia. He only gave an analogy. He's giving, it's a parable that's a wise stuff. We use it all the time in different ways, so would have been better if you had said cat or whale, like you swimming and you meet a whale? No, it don't mean the presence of whale.
Better if he said
critics. They're talking about the criticism that is coming, whether it is from me or from anybody. He is saying that while we hear that, let us not let that distract us. Let us focus on.
Let me ask you something, Mr. Tao. Mr. Tao, let me ask you something. Do you not think it reduces citizen voices to noise rather than legitimate grievances?
No, not necessarily. And
this is why it also suggests dismissal.
Why you guys are so engaged that I'm trying to explain this stuff and y'all can't, because look at what happened here. This is the problem with the group in the diaspora. They feel that they're exceptional in some kind of way. They think that their position or their humanity supersede the millions that is in Liberia. We want to move around with the arrogance that we are somehow so special. And every time, because the reason that the president will speak this way is that almost everybody that criticizes a government in the diaspora, they're all pushing for a job. They're all moving from a political position. I'm not saying all, I say almost all. So the few of us who actually will criticize our government so that we hope that they put the right thing in place with no hidden agenda, with no ulterior motive for trying to use that to manipulate to get a position, it kind of drum us out. So every time, okay, I'm from Liberia. What do I really need a government to do for me to go there? They don't need to hold my hand. If I need to invest, invest. I said it here before that we in America, we have a major problem. And our problem is that we have no real sense of direction on how we really want to engage in Liberia. We want to only engage from the position of getting a job. Because, and why would that be? Maybe we really have nothing suitable to really offer. Look, if you transfer money from this place into Liberia, you pay a huge sum. If we clean up one, as I made this statement here, why can't we be coming together to organize ourselves? Let's engage the government, not just this one. Hey, look, how can we do it to where we reduce all these banking fees to where we can move money in easily for us to do projects? Hey, we want to come here. Why can't we look at the power stuff to see how we can improve it or put money here? But it's not everything that the diaspora do. It's about job. And so most of the complaint that come from it, even if it is genuine, the angle there is that so that their voices can be heard so that they can get a job. I agree with the president. The president did not call anybody dog. And the president parable is very good. It's a very good analogy. This is where now I would say his own parable. So I agree with the president on those things. He's not abusing nobody. If we shouldn't get all jammed up about this. What I would say to the president is this. That yes, okay, let's just say this, you don't want to get distracted, you don't want to pay attention to all of these things. But all these things that you say you want to provide, the water, the light, and all this other sanitation, that's good. But the groundwork that you are laying is not even leading into those areas. So that's what I will point out. That yes, okay, quite all right, we don't want you to get distracted, but the groundwork and so that you're laying is not leading into those areas. But look, let us not push this dog in. He's not calling anybody dog. And look, us in the US here, in the diaspora, whether London or everywhere else, we need to calm down when it comes to, we are not any special than the people in Liberia. I said it here before, we should stay out of politics. Because all we're doing, we're going in there for us to only go and get a job. Siphon money off, bring it back here, it never circle into the economy. So that while when these statements are made, people are all unhinged most of the time.
But those barking dogs raised 300,000 for him when he came to America. Those barking dogs are serving as the managing director for EFBC. You
Yeah,
know,
Mr. Morris, you made a point, right? That's your point, right?
No,
They're
he's not
making.
there. Yeah, still
And
want
they
to
all went there. What are they doing? They all
no,
saw-
nobody should be offended by it. So, barking dogs, nobody should be offended by it.
Let
The
me
dogs who are
provide.
once barking before now, they shouldn't be offended by it. It's not a hurtful thing to say.
Let move on. After you move on to
Remember, you were not talking about every dog. You were talking about barking dog.
Okay, but the dog that are barking, you just by going and barking a lot of the loudest barking dogs, not necessarily on him.
Yeah, he like the sleeping dog. He just don't like the barking dog. Yeah, go ahead.
Mr.
Go
Tao,
ahead.
I just want to disagree with Mr. Tao quickly, right?
Mhm.
Again, I think when anyone who listened to the speech that the president gave knows that he's talking about Liberians or some Liberians in the diaspora, right, as human beings. He's not talking about actual dogs. He's talking about human beings. So when you say he didn't call anyone a dog, it was a very poor choice of a parable to use, right? He could have just been very clear with people to say, look, you can't listen to all of your critics, right? Because if you listen to the noise in the market, for example, there's another way of saying that's another way I would have said it. If you listen to the noise in the market, you wouldn't buy what you went to buy. They mean the exact same thing, right? Or they're similar in a way without demeaning people, right? They're similar in a way. Again, anyone tell me that's not similar? Because that's what I take
You
from
already
that.
got the message. What's the point? Let's move on. You got the message.
Stop interrupting 1 minute. The point I'm trying to make is once you use dog, right, instead of this other version that don't bring people down to that level. Like I think was it Mr. Moses that talked about the cockroaches in Rwanda?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Those are because the ordinary Liberian people don't have, well, some, not all of them, some of the ordinary Liberian people don't have the ability to differentiate between, oh, he's not calling them dogs, he's actually just using an idiom, right? No. They will say, oh, yeah, the men adore them, man, and then they start to look at people and treat them differently, right? So we have to be careful. That's all we're saying. Just be careful with the language.
The question is, how do people from Lofa treat dogs?
I said it here. I
all right.
Thank you, Mr. J.
Ladies and gentlemen, listen. We are here. We are celebrating. Let's look at what kind of dog y'all got over there. You got KK. You got German Shepherd. You got I don't want to name the dog, but the reason that
the only thing I can tell you is we don't throw rock at barking dogs. Just about that.
Yeah, you sure? You sure?
If you when President Trump was running, he said some of these folks from different countries they got different culture. They eat pets.
Eating the dog, they eating the cat.
Eating our dogs, they eating our.
They were talking to you, Mr. Gibbon. They say you're from Haiti. Hey, your whole family all right? Oh, yeah, the Haiti, bro.
Everybody will do voodoo and get blood.
The whole while I was in Lofa, I didn't find one dog. I don't know why, but it's all right.
Don't forget that dog is a good thing. Dog is
oh my God! Don't even go here, Mr.
Dog is man's best friend. So using dog in an analogy can't be that bad unless you're a politician.
Yeah, especially when you eat them too.
Especially when people eat dog, you don't feel good about people calling you a dog.
You are not supposed to eat your friends. A dog is such a
and somebody calling another human being dog is really discouraging. So,
okay,
but nobody did. So
let's go to number 3 on our agenda. President Waika received something called Peace Award for his handling of peace in Liberia, unifying the country, according to them. So they gave him an award for being a peacemaker, a man who has unified his country, brought peace to the republic, united our people, reconciled our people. So here we are. Someone is saying, how is this possible? And who are those that are giving this award? And what are the criteria for this award? And if the president is receiving the award, they show the president delegation, one of the largest, coming to the United States. In fact, there were 5 people receiving award, and they had to basically tell the guys to leave the stage because they tried to take the stage as though they were in Liberia. So here we are, folks are saying, what is this award? What is this organization? How do you win this award? How come people are saying there was a lot of money spent to get this award? Why? Let me start with Mr. Kamara. Mr. Kamara?
Yeah, well, you make.
I'm looking at my invitation here. Well, it wasn't invitation, it was information that was sent from this organization. The organization is not part of the University of California establishment. It is an organization that operates out of there. So by attaching the university there as though it was a university so no, the University of California was not given the award. The award is from an organization that is.
You're a bad man. You're a very bad man. You're a bad man, Mr. Gimme. I think you know that you're a bad man.
Don't diminish the public award, Mr. Gimme. Don't diminish it. Don't diminish it by saying it doesn't come from a legitimate source.
When they say politician,
I don't know where you go.
when they say dead politician, put Gimme on top there. Okay? Look, I'm not going to dwell too much in innuendos. Large money was spent and this and that. Nobody got any data or any figure. People just talking. The newsmakers themselves involved have not said a word. There's no evidence from anywhere. So I'm not going to waste my time with that, Mr. Gilman. Bravo to Joseph Yuma Broka for his Peace Award. At least he's recognizing West Africa as being a very peaceful man. That's all I can give you for now, my brother.
Oh, goodness.
Can I go there?
Hey, Dr. Budi, go ahead.
All right. So first of all, that award should probably go to George Weah because he did something significant by handing over power to Joseph Boakai peacefully, but not trying to rig the elections in Liberia by, whatever motivated him to do it, saying, look, you know what? He won the election, something that we don't see in African presidents. Because I was just reading about Manigagwa in Zimbabwe. He's about to be president for life. And then you have others across the continent doing the same, right? So that would have been more prestigious. It would have had more significance if it went to a guy like George Weah for what he did just for the election, right? Because he had the ability to, or not ability, but the motivation, right, to try and steal the election. He had the motivation to deprive the Liberian people of their votes. They wanted Joseph Yuma Boakai. He had that capacity to do it. He chose not to. So he would be more significant. All Joseph Boakai have done, and that's why Mr. Kamara cannot talk too much on this matter, because he knows if he starts talking, he will poke holes in all of the lies that he tells. The problem here is Joseph Boakai has done more to undermine the peace of our country in the 2 years that he's been president, because the rule of law, right, the trust in the rule of law is a foundational pillar of peace in any country. The fact that Mr. Morris can be confident that if he walks into Liberia now and someone does him wrong, he can go to the court system and they will serve justice fairly is a hallmark of peace. This president has done nothing but undermine the rule of law. So how is he unifying the country? He's divided the country more, right, than any of the last 2 presidents, right? How is he unifying the country? You call him a backing dog. How is that unifying the country, right? So at the end of the day, he does not deserve it. George Weah would have deserved it.
Let me welcome Mr. Vani Mame. Mr. Mame, welcome to the show.
Yeah, thank you very much.
You can
go landscape, man.
That Mame was supposed to stop that program. He didn't stop it.
Landscape, Mame.
Oh, they said you're going to stop it.
Mame, can you do your phone? in landscape like this?
Well, it won't happen because I tried before. It didn't work.
Oh,
No, but then
to
you
do
have
the
to put
auto
under the
rotate.
rotation thing on there.
Go to your auto rotate.
Go to auto
Yeah,
rotate on your thing.
we can do it on the other show.
You're upside down.
yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
All right,
I'll
let me
fix
go
it.
next, Mr. Gary.
there's something about if you're from either Bomi or Lofa, for
Oh,
some reason they got problem with technology.
I think man for Bible.
When Aliuka, yeah, the same people. When Aliuka, he can also down. It takes 15 minutes to sit up straight. And
And then try to get it to us. So we can
even the young, this man's very young, very young. At least Aliuka might 79, but you like 29. But Mr. Bradley, welcome to the show.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so let me go to Mr. Tower. Mr. Tower,
Yeah.
the president, some Nigerian guy got together in California. They charge a fee. They call it. I know this for the fact because I got all the documents here. You pay and you play. I don't know how just how.
So look at what happened here.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the things that I wanted to say, Dr. Booty already actually said it, right? If for any reason, I don't think it should, but if they really want to give out some prize, right, it should be George Weah, right? Because I don't think anyone should receive a prize for losing the election and then conceding. But based on like how Africa is, right? Because if we set it like that, then everybody now think that whenever that not is not the right thing to do, they have to do it with something in it for them. But just like what you said, and that should have gone to Weah, right? But look at what happened here. What does this tell us? Why didn't they give it to Judge Weah? Let's just say he actually deserved it and he actually kept the country stable. He did not go around removing people, yanking people out. Yeah, it happened to Cabinet Jala, that kind of Janet, that kind of led to some stuff. But let's just say it was minimum. But why didn't they give it to him? The reason is because these things are they're looking to influence a government. You see an organization and you look behind it, there is a company, the group of families, they're individuals. When you see stuff like the African Peace Sloan Foundation, you see stuff like Endowment for Democracy, these things are just front. So what does this mean? Whether it is here in the US or in China or anywhere else, they use these things as influence. What can they get from George Weah now if they want to put to mountain? George Weah cannot make that happen.
Conspiracy theory.
No, it's not conspiracy. We're looking at what piece.
Mr. Tower, don't pay attention to barking dogs.
What piece did Ellen Johnson Sirleaf bring that she got the Nobel Peace Prize? Was to influence the Liberian people because they saw that in 2011, it was going to be tough for her to beat Weah. So how then do you, because they see that the Liberian people believe in the Western people more than they believe in themselves or believe in outsiders generally. So they handed her a Nobel Peace Prize. They marketed her, it became the talk of the town. And what happened? She ran even though it was questionable, but she won. So that's how these things go. So what this tell you is that he didn't bring no peace. They gave him a peace prize. Ellen didn't bring no peace. So it means why we Liberians supposed to understand that these awards and these things mean nothing. They shouldn't mean anything to us. They're only meant to influence for personal gain and interest. I'm not going to blame Boaka for coming over and collecting a peace or prize. Okay? Because us as Liberians, we're supposed to see through these things. Now, Kamara is trying to, and then I will say this. I don't know if you pay attention, but when Mubarak was removed in 2011 in Egypt, the Americans got a couple of people that they already had in their arsenal for them to bring and try to see if they can mend it, because they saw that the people were done with that group, just like it happened with the TPLF that they supported for 40 years under Hejustin of Haile Maria, and they didn't want them anymore. That had Abiy didn't come to power, so they brought all these people. One of them was Mohammed Ebarade, that they had used previously as some kind of weapon inspector in Iraq. And so he had the international recognition, and he was in the crowd. And so they had all the American journalists, they started going around because they're trying to feed off the young people asking, who do you think is going to take power? What do you think about Mohammed Baradei? And you know what those children said? They said, oh, he's only Egyptian in name. That guy, all we know, he go around the world collecting prices. And with that, he vanished off the stage immediately. They couldn't sell him.
Let's pass the mic.
Because they gave him all these prices. But the Egyptian youth and the population saw through that. And so what happened? Morsi, that resonated with the people, came to power through democratic means, but America could not handle it. They had to overthrow him, put him in jail, and kill him, bro.
Okay, my man. Let's move to the next person.
My man, stop. So, in short, we Liberians have to see through this thing, whether the price is coming from China, from the US, from France, from England. We have to see it. That it don't mean anything to us. They're only doing it to buy influence in that government.
Thank you, Mr. Gamer. Let me go next, please. I think you're muted.
Dr. Booty, from now on, you are the captain of the Barking Dog Association. One of the Joseph Boyka supporters said, Fidel, what is it? Oh, the Fidel CT Booty. You are certainly a barking dog. You are exactly one of the barking dogs that President Boyka was talking about when he was addressing members of the cabinet.
Wow. And that's how the United Party
just Liberian speaking.
Yeah, but
okay.
Let me Mr. Give it quickly, please.
President Boyka is a Liberian as well, right?
Look, I think he shouldn't have come and accept that award, right? I think if it's a Nobel Peace Prize, of course you go there. If it's something like the United Nations, of course you go there. But Mr. Gaiman, I'm sure you have your kids maybe to play Pop Warner football, to go to the little Chinese people to get plastic, thing.
Participation?
But I mean just the participation, but just the actual value of the trophy itself is less than maybe $100. So unless the reward came with some cash prize, it's ridiculous to get on a plane and travel and bring a delegation, pick up an award that has really tangible value to it. What are you, a peaceful president of? Did you stop a war? Did you make peace between two different groups? Did you advocate, on behalf of people who are in danger of being massacred? What peace prize is he really winning? It's like Trump getting a peace prize from FIFA, a footballing organization, giving you a peace prize that they made up for you. So I don't mind him getting the prize. It's an honor for him. But mail it to Liberia, send it $75, send it to Deisha, and mail it to him. It's ridiculous to drive, to get in a private jet and bring people along with you that probably get paid per dime as they're here to receive something that's, essentially worthless in terms of actual monetary value. So for me, the price itself is subjective. People give it to him because they feel like he did something. But again, the fact that he took a trip from Liberia to come and receive it, that's where the outrage is for me. So I think he shouldn't have came, physically to receive it. It should have just sent it to him. But outside of that, anybody can get a peace prize for whatever. But when people say that stupid statement, Joey, I had no option. Yes, I mean, do have no other option but a regular election, right? You just have an option. You either choose the right option or you choose the wrong option. He chose the right option, which was to give up power and let it, and let the will of the Liberian people be heard. That was the right option. So people say he was bound or they would have done something to him. No, African leaders usually are dictators. They don't serve one term and step away. They usually get the full 2 terms. And even then, they probably want to pick their next successor after that. So he did the right thing, and he should be applauded for it. Whether you accept him as a good president or bad president, but he did the right thing in the sake of democracy. So applauding for it. It's something that's rare on our continent.
Right.
I'll pass the mic, Mr. Gabe.
Mr. Mame.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much. I got all the information from the event in California. One of the ones that anyway give us an update, but the one that I really like was that nobody was allowed to ask questions. You have to pay to submit your question, and then your question will be read by a committee, and the committee will select which one to ask, and somebody will ask the president on your behalf. I thought I would talk to us about the event.
Yeah, thank you very much. You see, I got a lot to say about this event, and Some of you here are just speculating because most of you here were not present. I mean, I'm not talking about, but Mr. Booty, you really nailed it. Like this award was unjustified. This award was a travesty of award. And I didn't just say it with my mouth, I communicated with Dr. Uwazi through an email. And he took the phone and called me personally. I'm not going to disclose everything that we discussed, but I made him to understand before the award, I was going to protest. And a lot of calls came to me. In fact, the Secret Service was deployed just because of that. And I can tell you, I told him I wasn't going to carry on a violent protest. It was going to be a peaceful protest. And he said he begged me to go to the hall. He said, please come to the hall. This award, we'll see what to do. We'll talk about it. And he called me twice. The first day I told him I was going to protest. I went to the university campus. I requested for the permit to protest. And this police officer who was there told me the procedure. And I went through the procedure and I got a permit to protest. And I did protest. Though I was the only one who protested. I can send you pictures of my protest. Yes, a protest doesn't have to be of 1,000 persons. And my protest made, my attempt to protest made some significant in waves. So Dr. Owasi told me that this particular award, I told him about the flaw. I said it was flawed by its criteria, because I asked him to tell me the criteria, and he told me the 3 points criteria. Number one, you have to be nominated. Number two, they will discuss it as a board. Number three, they will vote on it. So I asked him, I said, so when you were doing this particular award, you were trying to get the nomination, what scope did you use? It was restricted to those who were in California, in the United States of America, who were in positions of this organization, these kind of like sidewalk organizations. So I told him, I said, Dr. Owasi, do you listen to the news from Liberia? Have you spoken to any youth group in Liberia? Do you know the population of Liberia that are youth? The youth population is over 63% of the total population. Did you talk to any youth in Liberia? He said no. So after I told him about the mistakes that were, the flaws that were in the process, he didn't talk to any women group from Liberia. He didn't talk to a youth group from Liberia. He didn't talk to the disabled community. He didn't talk to a larger portion of the population that would have given him an informed decision. And he just spoke to a few people who got these Pepper Sue and Domos drinking organization in California here. And he came up with a decision. So I told him. So he said, oh, the next time they were doing it, they will broaden the scope. You understand? This award, even you sitting down over there, Mr. Kamara, you can get this award.
I will nominate
Even you.
Kamara next
Somebody
week.
said it, the awards of a side,
No,
you keep to
nominate
recharge your
Kamara next
battery.
year.
I want somebody to say.
Yeah, the award, anybody can get that award. Even me, if I want an award next year, I can get it. So there's not an award that was very. The thing is not even a California award. It's the university award. And Joseph Boca was not the only one who received this award. There were about 6 in number that received this award. You understand? And so when you're coming from Liberia, it was not a good use of our money to come to America all the way with your entire entourage, waste money, and receive a university award. But let me tell you some of the things that happened. People paid money to just be to be able to get into the hall. And when you got into the hall, your question, in fact, they said they had to vet your question. That means they took your question and gave it to Joseph Barker to study the answer and come and produce a favorable answer. That's why the reason why they decided that you will get your question through a system where the leader of the community will receive your question, vet the question before your question is asked on the day of the award. I mean, that was micromanaged. You can't be doing that. The man's supposed to confront the people who like decided that he would get this award. So at the end of the day, what I would say is he did not deserve it, and I communicated that. I can send you a copy of the communication that I sent to Dr. Owazi. And after that, I protested. I will show you pictures of that. And I was in the hall. I talked to the Secret Service officers, and it went well. But I can tell you, it was not a good spending of our money. It was not a wise spending of our money. But you know, Joseph Boga is not a person who uses our money wisely. And when it comes to his diction, he got very poor diction. He doesn't know, like the barking dog analogy he made. That was a very poor choice of word. But I don't blame him because he's not a leader he's not a leader who has good choice or good diction. So I can't hold him too much responsible. But like I said, this award was a travesty of award. this award was challenged, and the Dr. Owazi said to me that they would do better next time. They will open the school, widen the scope, and they will do a better awards presentation next time. If you want communication from there, I can send it to you. I can post it right now.
Quick
I'm just not the
question.
kind of
Quick
person.
question.
I'm
What
just not the
action
kind
did
of.
they? What
Huh?
action did they say that he took to get peace? That made him win a
Oh
peace
no,
award. What action did he
he
take?
said someone, it was just based on asking the the community leaders. And to be honest, he admitted that he was going to tell Joseph Boca based on my interaction with him. He said he was going to meet Joseph Boca and tell him that this award was being challenged and that this award is not a carte blanche. This award was just like to acknowledge something that he did in terms of setting up the World Economic Crimes Court, which was a step in the right direction, that he could
Okay.
do more. That was the reason why they decided that they would still give him the award, because they thought that it was going to be a motivation. But I told you, I said, when you want to give an award to an African leader, make sure that you ask people on the ground and visit, go and read the international reports like the State Department report. Go and read other credible report and know exactly the status of the country before you give anybody an award. Because if you give an African leader an award like this, it tells them that they are doing good and they should continue to do, even if they are violating the rule of law, even if they are urinating and defecating on the
Oh
Constitution,
boy. I mean, I come
they
out
are
with
still, yeah, they will still feel that they're doing the right
But
thing.
again,
So,
what's going on now?
thank you very much.
Let me say, ask a question. Let me ask something, right? Isn't this? Didn't he just set up a committee to explore the possibility of setting up a court? Do we actually have a court?
Nope.
I heard some positive news about it recently. That
No, let me tell you what happened. The president had a executive order that came into force twice, and the executive order has expired. We still got Jalal Babu over there, has not even come out with a blueprint, and they're talking about 2028, 1 year to election, before they can even come out with a blueprint. So technically, that particular war crime and war and economic crime code is dead on arrival, is non-existent. They do not support it. They are undermining it. It's not going to go anywhere.
And
So
as
just
the
a
they
charade.
probably got an award just for thinking about it and setting up something. So you got an award for it.
We'll call it
Yeah.
a law.
They
Jimmy Eastman didn't speak yet. Oh.
I know.
Listen, guys. We are fast spent on time. We're gonna go to Mr. Eastman when he's done, and we're gonna go around do our closing. But I know one thing for sure: the research that I did and what the guy sent me, that they shouldn't make it sound as though that thing is coming from the university. It's not coming from the university. It's coming from an organization that is housed at the university. So don't let them say this to you. And I know the gentleman, the Fantin guy, and the Ghanaian guy that run those two guys.
No, Nigerian guy.
I know them very well. Jimmy.
Is he job? He job where for the people in Nigeria.
Yeah, I know one is Ghanaian, one is Nigerian. I know them. Go ahead, Jimmy.
Listen. Let's see let's examine the legitimacy of this award a little bit. Past recipients have been Nana Akufo-Addo, the UN Secretary General.
Yeah.
Danny Glover, you all know the actor, Danny Glover. Peter Obi, Barbara Lee, and Desmond Tutu. So, they are a legitimate organization, all right? And awards, I think awards are given to sometimes to show progress, maybe as an encouragement. But what we want to see really when somebody is talking about peace, we want to see the economic lifting of the people. We don't just want to have peace. We want our livelihood to increase, because if we still living in the bush or without shelter and all the different things that we need to survive, it's not enough. So fine, you get an award, but are you improving the economic situation for Liberians? And if you're going to spend money on this trip, I hope it is tied to improving our economic position in Liberia. I understand that he did sign something, some kind of loan.
No, it wasn't loan. It was a MOU.
MOU. Yes.
You
He
know,
did
I
sign
mean,
that for some investment to go to Liberia. Now that is what I want to hear.
No,
You know,
listen,
MOU.
Mr.
What?
Eastman, you've been in diplomacy all your life. You know how these things
He will
work.
not allow you to talk, Mr. Eastman. He will not allow you. Okay?
What we saw there was two guys, they said from the Department of Agriculture, that want to partner with Liberia to alleviate our rice importation. You are a diplomat, you know how to write. Anyone who write a press release of that nature, you can know it's a fly.
Okay.
Why were two men from the Department of Agriculture? It didn't say the University of California or the state of California sent its department. They two guys from the Department of Agriculture. What stuff is that?
That's why it said two guys.
Yes, that's what it said. Two
Okay.
representatives from the Department of Agriculture.
Okay.
I got it.
Mr. Eastman, please go ahead.
Go ahead, Mr. Eastman.
I kind of look at these people, you know, that because it is. I thought that was significant, and to tell me now that it was just a couple of individuals.
Don't follow him. Don't follow him.
But the release is there. The photograph is there. Two white guys there from the department. They didn't represent the university. They didn't represent the state. They didn't represent the country.
Okay.
They said they will help. There was no monetary value.
Okay. Just like that. Mr. Eastman, please go ahead.
Yeah, so you know, so when I see the president making these trips, I want them to yield improvement for our people. Otherwise, why are we making the trip? We don't have very many resources. So every time we spend $1, we need to try to get $5 more back in Liberia. So it is a legitimate award. The organization is legitimate. I told you all the other people who have received it. But like many people are saying, let we see the difference in Liberia. Then we will really enjoy it. I'll leave it right there.
Great. Ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end. There was a great show. Despite the fact that it pains people like Aliu Kamar to sit through these things. And, you know, Jimmy, one of the things that there was a guy that they used to call him Alfonso Kawa. Alfonso Kawa used to work at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. And his job, he was a student of the former diplomat, Mr. Ducle, that used to be, way back, the foreign minister, I think, Ismail, you know, Mr. Ducle during Tottenham time.
Yes, ambassador. And he was a foreign minister of foreign affairs, a secretary of state.
That's correct.
Yeah.
So these people, his job was to do political communication. And he taught that class how to write diplomatic notes, diplomatic verbals, diplomatic whatever. And when you listen to these folks, and when press releases come out, there are certain things that stand out, and you can read it, and you know exactly it is a farce. But anyhow, when someone tells you can come to the event, you can pay your due. But your question, we will not take questions from the floor. Questions should be submitted a week in advance, and we will pick which one, and then we will read your question out. Right there should be a red flag. But anyhow, that as it may, we have come to the end of the show. We have gone through, we couldn't go through the third one because we have run out of time. But let me start with Mr. Tao. Mr. Tao, thank you very much for coming.
1 minute-ish.
To do your closing, my man. I said Tao, I didn't say Kamara. Tao and Kamara.
Okay, thanks, Mr. Gibman. And look, this is what I would say on our first point. Everybody know that the city is dirty. that the failure in the present governance system, Ellen Johnson set them up. She set up the corrupt system, enriched on her children, left the country with no real infrastructure, no roadmap, the foundation that should have been set, because when she came in, everything was at zero. I will tell you this. The reason why those representative senators' salaries are high is not simply because she was paying her people. Ellen was putting all kinds of corrupt deals. And when they saw the kind of money, you know that people don't know that, but under Ellen, that the executive, her office was getting $42 million. When Ellen found out, because she didn't know about the road fund, when she found out that there was road fund, she moved a lot of money out of that road fund. So when she put her own thing in there, when they representatives see it, they hold it. They can't pass this bill until they benefit. She brought this brown envelope. So they let it destroy the country. So let her go sit down. Nobody shouldn't listen to her. On the second point, Mr. Boyka, the government is not providing the services that it's supposed to provide. But I also want us to know that us here in the US or in the diaspora, if we complain or if we critique the government, it should be from a position with no hidden agenda that we're trying to use. It's not just the government, but any other government, that so that we can go and get a job. Because Mr. Morris made it clear here, and we've been saying it here. And I'm one of the leading critics that every time, everybody here in America, the only way they want to engage your government is so that they can get government job. And the moment they get it, they all keep quiet. They loot the country when they lose their job. So you got wasting over there, a youth and sport minister. This is a guy that never ran an organization before that I know. And now I'm not just singling him out. I'm just giving one example. He left office now. Where is he? He's not in Liberia. The people in the diaspora should stay out of government. We don't live there. The president is correct when it comes to that. We don't live there. For a bunch of foreigners, I'll say this, cannot run a country and that country succeed. They have nothing, no commitment. Their families are here. Every money that they get, they siphon it off and never circulate in the economy. They go or move out. That's capital flight. Okay? So the barking dog, what I want to say that he was giving an analogy, it can be interpreted in a way that if you are on a journey and there are distractions, yeah, we can say like Mr. Dr. Booty said, he could have said noise in the market. Yeah, it could have been used many ways. But I don't see that to be too much. Me personally, and I think we should look at it that way. The last one is like, look, you see that award, Mr. Eastman, you call Desmond Tutu and all these people, it don't mean anything. The award is fraudulent. This is why.
Okay.
We have to know this, because this is where we the Africans will continue to get misled. That the moment awards from these so-called international organizations, they don't mean international organizations, don't mean anything. They're just a veil, and there are people standing behind it to influence and benefit personally. So because what was Desmond Tutu's place? This is a guy that pretty much was there trying to slow down, learn, reform, and all of this stuff. They were using him in all kinds of areas. What peace did he really bring? So the award says fraudulent. You give me a peace award to people that brought no peace nowhere. What did Nana Kufu or whatever? What peace did he bring to Ghana? Nothing. So it's a fraudulent award, just like the Nobel. The Nobel is set up as just to influence. The Nobel is not even that different from this award. So we need to know this, and so we can't just say because we check and we saw so and so people receive it. What benefit of this? Now you heard that some guy was there to already sign an MOU. Sometimes probably that was one of the things behind the award. Use it as a framework so that then you get something. There is always something behind any of these awards that they give to your African government. When you see them start giving award to people in Chinese government, people in the North Korean government, and then but you see they can't give it to them because they know that they can't even fool those people. Those people have a structure. You can't even use them in any way for you to influence anything. Okay, so I just wanted to point that out. All right.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Let me go to the Unity Party spokesperson / uncle / nephew, Aliu Kamara. You are next.
Yeah.
The Price is Right.
Yeah, man, it has been a wonderful show. I really enjoyed it. As the SBU commander on the show, things.
The small boy unit.
Yeah, SBU. Yeah. And my junior brother over there, my man, I like him. He got energy. He said we're going over there to make sure, but unfortunately, Booty was supposed to join the man to California over there to stop that thing, but Booty stood the man up. He didn't follow the man. Let the man go. You know, but I know it's been great. It's been a great show. Let us levy accusations that we got something behind, something we can actually put down and say this is it. I mean, even if it's not exact, let it be something that leads to that direction instead of just long conspiracy theories and all kinds of accusations that cannot be funded. But all in all, my man, it's been a great show.
Thank you, Dr. Booty.
Thank you so much, Mr. Gay Man. Please, this should be the format. Let Ali go before me so I can, dissect.
Yeah, that's why I did that. I did it on purpose.
Yeah. No, I know. Yeah, I that's why I want to commend you. Thank you so much. Let me give you an award, for the piece.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Where is it?
No, I'll mail yours. You don't have to come all the way to the UK to get it.
I got it.
Look, Mr. Kamara, you don't need to provide proof to know that the president doesn't get on a plane for free. You don't need to provide proof to show that he doesn't try that his entourage don't take stipends or pedines, as they call it, right? I don't need to. Every government official who travels on an official trip, as the president did, get stipend, get their trip paid for, stay in hotels. Everything is covered by the Liberian people, right? So even if he spent 10,000, which is not the case, and that's we know it's way more than that. That's 10,000 that could have gone to something else in Liberia, right? Instead of coming for an insignificant award. Now, what did they do? I was just reading on the PPCC website. They issue a joint communique that says that they will harness Liberia's land resources and manpower, as in our young people that Mr. Mame talked about, with California's innovation and investment, right? I did research. Sorry?
I say very vague kind of stuff.
Oh yeah. No, they're going down in August for a forum to have further discussions, and then they will invite the FAO to showcase to global partners. Those are the statements on. You can go on the PPCC website and read it, right? So I had to go and Google quickly. Is California a rice producing state? And they produce a lot of the U.S. rice, and they're a major producer of rice. So again, if it works out, we'll be happy. Some of us will come on here and applaud the president. If they start to reduce our dependence on imported rice, then yeah. But for now, it's just a joint communique that Mr. Ali Kamara said, maybe he I don't know where he got his delusion from. Mr. Mame and I did not issue a joint communique that we'll be meeting in California, right? So how did I stand him up? I don't know, but. Look, it's been a great show, great ideas, great discussion. I'm not going to go over all of the things. I'm just going to say, look, we have to, right? All of us keep barking because it is important. There are people in Liberia, unfortunately, who don't have the capacity to bark, right? And if we don't bark to distract, because the president is clearly rattled by the barking, right? Because if he wasn't, he wouldn't mention it, right? Because again, one of the greatest strength of a man is to ignore things that you don't care about, right? If somebody doing something in their backyard, you really worry about it. I'm not going to waste my time to talk about it. But that he went out of his way to mention it, he's rattled by it. So please, let's keep barking, my people. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mame.
Okay,
is he frozen? Let me go one time. I want to pick up just what Mr. Booty left off just now.
1 minute, Mr. Mame.
Am I frozen? Hello?
No,
we hear you now.
You don't watch it.
No, go ahead.
Watch the game or something.
You're closing.
Let me go one quick, my man.
Yeah.
So what Mr. Bulu was saying is very significant, and that is what I've been trying to research. Why would he mention that? It must be that somebody, he was irked by it, rattled, as Mr. Dr. Booty said. It came to his attention. So I'm curious as to what kind of complaint, because we hear criticism all the time, would get to him that he had to make mention of it. And I'm quite curious about it, because it might have been in such a manner that it will affect a Liberian in some sort of way. But his choice of words have to be very smart. I don't think that divisive approach. And secondly, to add to that, he countered with a divisive approach that these people they don't live here. Like, this thing must have seriously gotten to him for him to make these kind of comments. But I don't think that was the right reaction. You see, as a father of a house, and you have so many children, there's some of them that will go be wanton, go out and misbehave or do something, even bring disrepute to the family. But you still have to treat them in a way that will encourage them and make them still feel as part of a family, part of a process. You don't kick them out and say, well, yeah, you stay out there, you don't come, you're not part of us. I think that was not the wisest way. And I'm still very, very curious to find out who or what might have provoked this. But the show was a great show, and as usual, gentlemen, I learn from you every day. Thank you.
Mr. Eastman, before you go, I want you to respond to this gentleman here, one of the Joseph Waka folks. He says Liberia in the diaspora should be engaging Liberian billionaire Richelieu Dennis how to start some project in Liberia that would benefit Liberian citizens. The president of the nation, whose job it is to bring investment,
everything can be about the president.
Excuse me. He who is clothed with the authority to do it, he's not doing it. We should go to Richelieu Dennis.
I love all that clothed with the authority.
Mr. Eastman, please respond to this guy, because I'm about
to. Look, if I respond to this, I would tell him Richelieu ready to go to Liberia and invest. He was heavily ready when Cummings was running. There are people who they know one another, and he was ready to go. So we all can take advantage of Liberian entrepreneurs in the U.S. The diaspora conference they had last year exposed a whole lot of them, but there's no follow through. A lot of the stuff we've seen that has happened is just symbolic. You have to be thorough. Mr. Towers, an engineer, you can't just sit down and look at a place and design it, do the blueprints, and then think it's going to be done. You have to have implementation, and this is where what's lacking. So Richelieu can do it. All of us can do it, as for that matter. And he's ready to go. But we have to lay the groundwork back home that will encourage people to go. And one thing is security, the other thing is facility, and the last, which is probably the most important, is justice. You can't be over. If you're going to start overruling the Supreme Court, that's not a good precedent. So we have to uphold the laws in the country as if we expect people to put their money in there. I'll leave it right there.
Great. Mommy, your turn.
Mommy.
Yes, thank you. So, first of all, I'm not going to pay attention to paid UP propagandists when it comes to what I do. And as a matter of fact, it was never my intention to go and stop the program, as Mr. Aliyu said. A protest is not meant to stop a program. A protest is meant to raise awareness, call attention, and if possible,
The phone is having problem.
bring about some. So can you hear me?
No,
Yep.
Your phone is
Hello.
freezing on. Your phone is
No, go ahead.
freezing
Go
on
ahead.
and off.
your phone is freezing.
Okay, so let me change my location. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
All right, can you hear me now?
Yes.
All right, very good. So, like I was saying, it is the response. I did not intend to stop a program. It was not my intention. Will never be. The protest is meant to raise awareness, call attention to a particular cause, and that's what I did. I accomplished that. When it comes to that award, I would say that award was fraudulent. That award was ill-advised. That award was unjustified because peace is not the absence of the gun. Peace in the absence of justice, peace is an illusion. And so everything that Joseph Boga has done in the country for the last 3 years was meant to undermine the peace and stability in the country. It was just because of the tolerance, or it is just because of the tolerance of the Liberian people that we still have peace. Other than that, we'll have had something else. So Joseph Boga or President Joseph Boga does not deserve any peace award in our country. And like I said, any other person in our country could receive a peace award, including Mr. Aliyu Kamara himself. So when it comes to the president's remark or the president's reaction about that barking dog, he forgets to know that in the diaspora, when it comes to contribution to our country, we contribute about 20% in terms of remittance to that country every year. You understand? So we are not just barking dogs. Some of us got more investment in our country than Joseph Boga ever had before he became president. You understand? So we're not just talking because we want to talk. We're talking because we put our money there. We put our mouth where our money is. Before people invest in the country, they can go and read a State Department report. If you are any person other than a Liberian who read a State Department report, you will not even want to go around Liberia with your investment because security, they don't have security. They don't respect the rule of law. You see people running behind students who went to protest and they're beating them. You see people, investors coming in the country, they're taking their money, they're looting their money. And all those things are security threats. So people who read the State Department report are very skeptical to invest in our country. So that's the reason why only us Liberians are really investing in our country right now. So that particular thing you saw, a lot of people reached out to me, even including the NAACP. They want to invest in Liberia. We discussed the other day. They want to invest. I told them they can invest in agriculture, they can invest in technology, and they can invest in the mining sector. But we're starting with the technology first. They're going to buy these routers from Starlink, and they're going to be taking it to schools in Liberia in the very near future. They're going to buy tractors for agriculture. They're going to also ensure that our mining agreements are done the right way. They're going to give us pro bono lawyers, and these are all discussions that are in place. And we're going to continue to make sure and harness all of the necessary resources to invest in our country. But that doesn't mean that the country, the president deserves a peace award because he has worked to undermine peace instead of working to uphold the peace and democracy that we all lose 250,000 persons for. So, like I said, it was a good show. Joseph Boga does not deserve a peace award. And the issue about barking doors shows the lack of a good diction on his part. And we can all work for a better Liberia. And that is what we are focused on. Thank you very much. And God bless everybody.
Excellent. Ladies and gentlemen, we are at the end of our show. I just wanted to make sure that in diplomatic lettering, diplomatic terms, for those of us who read these things and been around for a while, when you hear everything is we will happen. This is midterm for Joseph Walker, and we are still hearing will. They will come to the country, they will have a forum, they will do assessment, then they will come back and they will do that. It's all futuristics. We were here when the beginning of this administration, Joseph Walker went to China, came back with an MOU. They told us in Grand Bassa country that they had a $3.5 billion oil refinery. And people were jumping all over the place. I told them it's an MOU, see this thing through. We were here when the Ministry of Foreign Affairs with the minister standing with some people from Burkina Faso. They said they were about to turn Liberia into Burkina Faso. They were playing rice, they were playing food, and that one went viral. They went to South Korea, they came back, they went to Japan, they brought all the MOUs. Today we are seeing out of California, 2 guys who got no authority. You didn't see the signature of the governor. You didn't see the signature of anybody. You saw 2 guys who know who they are. We don't know their name, their positions, their authority, nothing. And yet they expect us to just buy it because we are blind. I know some of us who've been in this thing a long time, we know. Those 2 guys that were standing, that took the picture, what authority do they have to sign on behalf of Bank of America, to sign on behalf of Silicon Valley, to sign on behalf of the state, to sign on behalf of the Department of Agriculture? None. So that is as fake as it can get. So, ladies and gentlemen, you can fool a lot of the folks, but you can't fool all of us because we are too smart and we know exactly what's happening. The president came for his medical checkup. Came to change the battery in his pacemaker, basically. So you can't fool nobody here. If you brought 25, 35 man delegation, do you know how much it cost?
Million.
Hotel per dime for the whole while they are here. So we are not stupid. Like the Liberian people say, we ain't stupid anymore. We are not. So God, listen, we'll be here next Sunday. We will be here talking about the issues. You can call us names. You can say whatever you want to say. But we've been in this thing too long. We know exactly the tricks. There's nothing new you can tell us that we don't know. You can read all your memos. You can take all your pictures. You can do. We call that political stunt. You can't fool me anymore. Until I can see my $3.5 billion oil refinery in Grand Bassa County, you can preach all you want. It won 3 years. Someone called me from the protest office at the end of 2028, beginning of 2029. Do I look like a fool that in the middle of a campaign, you can break ground and say, I leave we started? I'm not stupid. We're not stupid. The other people definitely are not stupid. So, guys, this is where we are. We're ending the show. Mr. Eastman, if you would take us out.
Yeah.
As always, whether you're from the Unity Party or you're from the CDC or the CMC, we are all Liberians.
We are Liberians.